All right, today's video is going to talk about, we're talking about style beats in these videos, and this one particularly talks about the honky tonk or the country beat, which is also referred to as the 2-beat. And as can be expected, this is because you're going to hear 2 prominent beats per bar, as opposed to the 4 beats per bar that we heard in swing music. This particular pattern shows up in a lot of different ways. But what we are really looking for, so if we imagine that we have, 4 beats in a bar like this, what we're going to hear is we're going to hear some sort of emphasis on 1 and 3, and this is usually going to come from the bass and often even the bass drum, bass drum, both times. You're going to hear that, and then you hear something that's a little bit different, sort of accented-ish, that's going to show up on 3 and 4. This gives us what we often refer to as the chuck pattern, and you've heard this a lot in your life. This is something that's particular. I can play a simple version on the piano, right? So that's the chuck, 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 chuck. And I'm doing it with the bass there, right? That's basically what your bass guitar would have played. I'm doing it on the piano. And then you'd have the bass drum would be putting a heavy beat on the drum set would be putting a heavy beat on their bass drum, on their kick on 1 and 3. And then they'd be doing probably a snare on 2 and 4. This accented pattern that we have on 2 and 4, I keep using the same color, that we have on 2 and 4 has its own name, which we refer to as the backbeat. You probably have been at a concert, some type, and been annoyed when it seems like your whole audience or everybody around you or your friend or whatever is clapping on the wrong beat. And we talk about this a lot. We say that you need to be clapping on 2 and 4. There's some great videos out there that you can find that actually show performers being annoyed or perhaps even distracted because the audience is clapping on the wrong beat. But this is something that starts here and stays throughout rock, even stays throughout disco, as something that you expect to see. But you're going to hear this accent that happens on 2 and 4, and we refer to that as the backbeat, and it comes from here. You'll hear that on the snare, in the drum set, people clapping, so on and so forth. But this is really what we're looking at with this particular style beat. There's one other way that it shows up, and this is it's referred to as a brush technique that happens on the guitar. The textbook talks about the Carter family, and this is something that they're particularly popular for. But in essence, what's happening is, if you can imagine, picture a guitar in your head, what they'll do is that they will pluck the lowest note with their thumb, which hopefully is often the root, and they will pluck that on, give me a color here, they'll pluck on 1 and 3. To give that thumb and give us that honky tonk beat. And then on 2 and 4, they'll strum the rest of the strings. So you get something that's pretty similar to what I just played, but it'll be more like, so you sort of get that dum-ra, dum-ra, and we call that the thumb brush technique. And this also has its roots in this honky tonk style. So again, listen to the videos, give you some more ideas about where you're going to hear this, some examples to listen to, and then go find your own song that you think is going to fit this style beat, especially if you can find something that maybe doesn't necessarily fit in country, but still hooks into this particular style beat, and share it with the rest of us.